welcome to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. I'm Jemma Gofton with another edition of the programme that aims to make your next cruise or holiday as problem-free and relaxing as possible. So if you have a holiday, cruise or travel-related question, here's how to get in touch. To leave a question on our viewer hotline, call 0871 423 4444. Calls cost 10p a minute from a BT landline and calls from other networks and mobiles may vary. Write on our Facebook wall or tweet us, just search Holiday and Cruise Channel. Send a message through our website www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk/clinic or write to us at the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. As a Spanish cruise line with over 40 years' experience in the travel market, Pullmantur can offer a wealth of expertise and knowledge before and during your holiday. Their ships all started their careers in the cruising world with renowned operators such as Royal Caribbean International and Celebrity Cruises. Now they've been fully refurbished for Pullmantur guests and provide a pleasing mix between classic and seafaring charm and modern-day exuberance. Pullmantur's all-inclusive cruises remove the worries of racking up a big tab during your holiday and mean that you can enjoy yourself without thinking about the added price of meals, taxes, port charges and drinks. And here to tell us more is Simon Chambers from Pullmantur Cruises. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about the company and how they operate.
Pullmantur Cruises, as you mentioned, have been operating for over 40 years now, and within the UK market we haven't had a strong presence. What you'll find is that Pullmantur Cruises is actually a Spanish-based company, and they operate as the largest Spanish-based cruising market within the cruising market. Now, with Pullmantur Cruises kind of extending their programme for the UK customer, now what we're doing is we're starting to extend the product offering to allow more customers from the UK to travel across to the Spanish ports that we sail from, but also from Northern Europe, South America, and also then the Caribbean ports that we sail from. Now, within the history of Pullmantur, what you find is that we're actually a part of the Royal Caribbean group. And with this, the actual expansion of the product has allowed us to currently have 5 ships, with more ships on the horizon.
So you've seen that there is a gap for the UK market. We are keen to have you on board, ha ha ha.
Yes, no, it's what you'll actually find is that with Pullmantur Cruises, now we operate a traditional Spanish feel whilst on board. Now, if you consider how many UK holiday makers actually travel to Spain and go on land-based resort holidays, it is that element of taking a land-based resort holiday but moving it on board a ship, which then portrays that full traditional feel of what you'd expect within a land resort. However, you then get to see destinations and new destinations almost daily.
Now, why all-inclusive? Why is that such an important element to what you do?
With the all-inclusive product, now you've probably seen from various other cruise lines which are out there, and also land-based holiday markets are now starting to go all-inclusive, but they all start to do all-inclusive as promotions. Now, we offer an all-inclusive product as standard across all of our destinations and departures. Now, with the all-inclusive product, it's not just as I say, it's not just a promotion, it's not just a selection of drinks that you can have on board. There are actually over 100 different choices whilst on board, but also, most importantly, it's not just beers and wines, it's cocktails, you have various spirits on board, but you can also enjoy specialty coffees and soft drinks as well. So it just really takes that element of you're not having to worry about the cost of the bill, you're not having to worry about the charges that are going to be involved whilst on board. It's very much, you can go on board and relax knowing that everything's covered.
Now, the other stress, I think for myself and other people, is you never know how much to tip, and you never know who to tip, and you never know when to tip, because you think, do I tip after you've served me every evening or at the end of the holiday? And then has somebody missed out on tips that's giving you fabulous service in the kitchens, for example, and you might never see them? So what's the ethos there, and what's the sort of etiquette with tipping?
Yes, now with our all-inclusive product, we actually include gratuities as standard. So there's no need to worry about gratuities whilst on board at all. And we've found that within the UK market, as you mentioned, it is one of those kind of touchy subjects where people are not sure how much to tip, when to tip, even if they should be tipping. So we've just kind of really done away with all of that. So when you actually go on board, it is a true value all-inclusive product that includes all of your beverages, but also all of your gratuities as well.
Okay, so the stress has gone there.
Indeed,
Fabulous. I
yes,
already
yeah.
feel relaxed. Now, why would a holidaymaker choose to cruise with you?
Now this is the, say this is the question, and this is where a lot of land-based customers who enjoy land holidays maybe don't want that step onto a cruise, or maybe have thought about it, but are not too sure on taking that next step onto a cruise. Now, with Pullmantur Cruises, what we actually offer is that traditional land resort feel, but at sea. So people who have traditionally not wanted to maybe take that step on board, not wanted to cross over into the cruising industry, it's being able to give customers that security of this is what you expect from a traditional land resort, but then again taking it that step on board a ship, which then introduces new destinations which you can visit, and also gives it that kind of cross idea of you can actually go to different destinations and different excursions but still have that land resort feel.
And what's the feel like on board when you say you're a Spanish company? Does it have that vibe?
It is, yes, yeah. It's very much and again, because if you actually consider our introduction within the UK market, only 10 to 20% of UK passengers are going to be based on board the ships. So what you'll find is that it is going to have that Spanish traditional feel, same as you would find in that traditional Spanish land resorts, but you'll also find the essence of kind of the Mediterranean is going to be alongside with example to dining, and also things such as the shows will have that kind of Mediterranean feel to it.
We will delve further about dining and shows
Sure.
later on, so don't worry about that. What about popular itineraries and destinations? If you were, say, I don't know, not really au fait with cruising, where would you say is your most popular place?
The most popular place that we sell from the UK is actually our Barcelona departures, 7-night Barcelona departures taking you into the Mediterranean. Now you visit a variety of ports, more 4, 5, 6 ports during the 7-night departure. So it does depend on the cruise that you go on, but it takes you up into the Spanish islands, the Italian coast, and also Corsica as well.
And when you stop at these places, you obviously have the opportunity to get off. And
Yes,
and do you have tours and excursions organised for people, or can they just go off and do their own thing?
Both. What you will find is that there will be organised tours for English-speaking guests whilst on board, but also you'll find that every passenger can go ashore independently and they can take their own time to explore as they wish.
And what's a tailor-made cruise holiday?
Now, a tailor-made cruise holiday at Pullmantur Cruises, we actually offer an individualised holiday product for every individual customer's requirements. Now, if a customer decides that they want to extend their stay at the beginning of their cruise with 2 or 3 nights in, say, Barcelona on the Mediterranean departures, we can cater for that. Or if what we do find is a few of our customers actually like to stay for 2 nights in Barcelona, but at the end maybe stop off in Paris for a 2-night stay before they travel back to the UK. Now again, we can tailor-make every individual requirement to that customer's needs, rather than this is the set cruise product and that's all we can offer.
I also think that makes it very much more enjoyable for people, because it takes the... If you were thinking, oh, I'll add 3 days on, oh, how will I do that? Well, I'd have to get my own flights, will I do this? It really does make it much more enjoyable if somebody else is organising it for you.
Yes, yeah.
Now, where can I fly to join the vessels?
Now, for the Mediterranean departures, we mainly operate out of Barcelona. We also have some departures in and out of Marseille. There are a few other departure ports, such as Valencia and also Palma, that we actually sail out of, but the main 2 will be Barcelona and Marseille within the Mediterranean.
And how accessible from the UK?
Very accessible. Now, we actually offer a variety of regional departure airports. Now, what you'll find is that although we fly from, say, London and Manchester, we can cater for individual requirements, as I say, by tailor-making that holiday. If it's a local airport that you prefer to fly from, as long as we can fly out to those ports, we can arrange that for you.
And what I always think is it's about being a little bit more organised, isn't it? And thinking ahead of time, perhaps that you are in the middle of nowhere and perhaps your nearest airport isn't brilliant.
Yes, yeah. And I think that's the thing. And also what we can actually do is, if it's the case where the customer thinks, I can't fly from my local airport and it's a 3-hour journey to travel down to the airport where I can actually fly from, we can cater for door-to-door transfers. We can look at airport lounges, UK hotel stays in airports as well. So again, it really takes it down to that exact requirement, what the customer would like, we can then offer.
Wonderful. We are going to have a very quick break, but don't go anywhere. Plenty more to chat about. Now, we will be chatting with Simon in a few minutes, but if you're already tempted by the idea of a cruise, but maybe you're new to cruising, then this is our first time guide to cruise holidays, and it's been designed just for you. It's packed full of lots of useful information, answering some of the most common questions and quashing those cruising misconceptions. And to get hold of a free copy, I said free, just give us a call, 0871 423 4444. Now, calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and other networks and mobiles may vary. You can also ask for a copy through our website, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. And whilst you're asking for this, we'll take a quick break. See you shortly. Welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. It's great to have you with us. In today's programme, we're discussing all-inclusive cruising with Pullmantur Cruises, and Simon Chambers is still with me. Now, let's talk about fun things now. Themed events and cruising, it's hand in hand.
Yes, no, we have one kind of event in particular which is really kind of taken its kind of stance this year so far, is we actually offer a Formula 1 Grand Prix down to the Spanish Grand Prix along with the cruise itself. And what we can actually do is we have these types of themes whilst on board, and we also can then cater for individual themes off the ship as well. So it really actually is quite interesting, because it starts to look at people who are not only just interested in cruising, but have always maybe wanted to go to a Grand Prix or wanted to do a specific item or theme. And then it can cater for actually you get that cruise experience as well. So you can almost kind of tick off two boxes when you're looking for a holiday.
Well, I tell you why that works for me, because as a rule there'll always be one person in a partnership that's not that interested in the Grand Prix, but so you get the best of both worlds.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean with that as well, you tend to find that if you're not interested in the Grand Prix, you've still got all the elements of the cruise where you can go off and relax, you can go and explore different destinations, and it really does cater for everybody.
While we're talking about relaxing and just taking in what's on offer on board, what is there to do?
Well, on board you'll find that every day you'll have a daily programme. And this caters for various activities throughout the day whilst on board. But you'll also find that there'll be various entertainment throughout the day and also into the evening as well. So amongst kind of dining, which is a big part of any cruise.
We can't gloss over dining. We're not allowed to gloss over dining. It is one of my favourite subjects after drinking. Yeah. So what can we expect on board dining-wise?
So with, and again, this is where it really comes back to the kind of Spanish feel whilst on board as well. So you will have traditional dining, which is the buffet or waiter service breakfast. You'll also then have buffet or waiter service lunch options as well. But then you'll have afternoon kind of grills by the pool where you can enjoy kind of the barbecue style by the pool in the afternoon, but also things like the traditional afternoon tea that you might come to expect from traditional UK ships. It's more Spanish orientated, so you'll have tapas by the poolside and say items like that. But then also into the evening you'll have your two set dining times, and again there's always that buffet option if you'd prefer just to have a light bite into the evening as well.
And when it comes to the type of cuisine that's on offer in the evenings, is there a real scope to choose from?
There is indeed. It's now some of the people who I travel with are always kind of typically I'd only like to eat chicken, or I'd only like to eat beef, and by all means we can, and on board you do cater for everybody's requirements. So you'll have traditional UK dishes that'll be on board, but you'll also have traditional Mediterranean dishes, things like paella, which is served, but also that if you do have specific requirements, such as you can't have sugar, or you can't have shellfish, then please do tell us, because again we can cater for all of this as well.
Sounds amazing. Now we've feasted, we're full. Entertainment-wise in the evening, how are we being entertained?
Now you have a main theatre style production show every evening. So this can cater for families, couples who want to actually go down and see the true theatre style production show. But also throughout the ship there'll be a variety of live entertainment that goes on. You'll also have various activities, quizzes and other entertainment throughout the ship as well. So you don't always have to go to one element. You can always find 2 or 3 different things which will interest you.
And just while we're talking about entertainment and dining and whatever, I've not asked you, how many passengers do you accommodate?
On board, so the 5 vessels that we have, we vary between 1,800 passengers up to 2,800 passengers. So although when you actually consider the passenger numbers within today's cruise market, we're actually mid-sized ships within the cruise market itself. Now, Sovereign and Monarch are our 2 largest ships at 2,800 passengers.
And do they have a typical look to them all?
They do. You'll find that across the entire fleet you'll have similarities between all of the ships, but we actually have on 2 of our ships, Zenith and Horizon, we have a slight French feel to the cuisine on board. So again, although it still has the traditional feel across all of the vessels, you'll find there is a slight twist to those 2 ships.
And what about the passengers themselves? Do you have a typical sort of passenger?
It's, to be honest with you, because of the Spanish feel in the Spanish market, we actually have a lot of multi-generational families that come on board. So it's the grandparents, the parents, the children, grandchildren that actually all travel together. And within kind of cruising, it actually caters perfectly for everybody's requirements. So the grandparents can go out on a shore excursion during the day, whilst the kids are enjoying by the pool. The family, they say the parents can always go off and take part in activities. But then they can all come back to dine together in the evening, to watch the shows in the evening, to actually have that entertainment product in the evening. But with that aside, we actually do cater for a wide variety of customers on board. Now, the average age is about 45, and this looks at couples, single travellers, and we also have, say, families and the multi-generational families that travel.
But with families, we have to entertain the kids, obviously, as well. Is there entertainment for them as well?
There is indeed, yes. Yeah, we do have, a better word to use, kids clubs whilst on board, but it's actually areas where the kids can take part in activities, but also you'll find that it's actually times when they can go away and they can enjoy learning activities as well as fun activities. And it also gives that element of in the evenings when you've got the shows on, there's also areas where kids can actually go and watch separate shows as well. And
what about single travellers? Because they're obviously sometimes penalised for travelling on their own. Yeah. Do you cater for them as well?
We do, yes. Yeah, we cater very well for solo travellers. Now, we have a lot of no single supplement offers which are available, but we also have some low single supplement offers as well. So again, for the solo traveller, we're not charging double to travel.
What's the mix of passengers with people from the UK, from people from Spain, people from France? What would be the mix?
It's predominantly Spanish-based customers on board. There are a few other European customers which travel. And from the UK market, you'd be looking around kind of 10 to 15% at the moment. Depending on the itinerary, you'll find that can increase up to 20–25%.
And I think you did mention it, but just to double check, if you're going on the excursions,
yes, yeah.
Do you get an English-speaking?
There is, yes. In every port of call, there will be an English-speaking excursion that we offer.
Good stuff. Now, what about 2016? What does that hold for you?
2016, we're starting to expand on the product offering, and this is one of the key reasons why we're starting to increase promotional activity within the UK this year, because as 2016 comes on, what we'll find is that UK travellers, we actually want to offer them a wider variety of product offerings, and this includes the South America departures. We have a lot of Caribbean departures as well, and in particular with the Caribbean departures, although we have 7-night cruises which travel around the Caribbean, it's not your typical Barbados turnarounds. What you'll find is that you actually go to a few unique islands, but within that, what we can actually cater for is people who want to maybe stay 5, 6, 7 nights before the cruise to really extend that holiday for, I'd say, a 2-week or more holiday.
So let's talk about the more exotic locations, since we are talking about the Caribbean. Where would you say? Well, I think cruising has opened up the globe to people. Perhaps you wouldn't have the confidence to travel to some places on your own, but then you have the security of being on a cruise. So where do you think really is the most exotic place that you go to?
To say the most kind of exotic, but one of the most popular kind of long-haul destinations that we go to is Rio de Janeiro. What we do actually find is that because we sail in and out of that port, we can actually cater for kind of 4, 7 or 9-night departures in and out. But it really takes in that South American charm, and it is a destination where people, maybe they wouldn't necessarily want to go as a land holiday and stay in one place. They actually want to explore and see more of the coast of South America, and that's what we can offer as well.
And if you're new to cruising and you've never done it before, and you're just dipping your toe, where would you say would be your perfect cruise?
The perfect cruise I would suggest now, anything between 5 and 9 nights. That would be the perfect option for duration, because that gives you the true feel of what a cruise is going to be like. But also I would say for a UK passenger, look at the Mediterranean as the first cruise. 7 nights out of Barcelona, we actually do 9 nights up to the Greek islands out of Marseille. Cruises like that really give you that element of you can actually see quite a few different destinations, but what you can also do is really experience the days at sea, where you actually really get to relax on board and really take into account what the features are of the ships.
And how organised do you think people need to be when it comes to booking? How far ahead of time do your passengers book?
We, again, it's always that question where, because we are sold throughout the whole of the world and predominantly within Europe, you tend to find that we do book up very early. Now, what we're actually finding is that for summer this year, we're actually starting to be limited on capacity for summer this year, because customers have already booked their holiday and are waiting in anticipation to go. But also what we find is that you're looking probably 6 to 8 months, 6 to 9 months in advance. That's the traditional time of what people want to book. Now, if you are looking for that specific holiday, if it's a specific reason where it's an anniversary or even your first cruise and you're not sure what to expect and you really want to make sure that everything's perfect for when you travel, I would suggest the earlier you book, you can secure the exact cabin that you want, you can answer all the questions that are required, and you can book that perfect holiday for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, now, that was wonderful. Just a quick reminder about this before we head off. It's our first time guide to cruise holidays, and it's absolutely free of charge. Just give us a call, 0871 423 4444. Now, calls will cost 10p a minute from a BT landline, and other networks and mobiles may vary. Don't forget you can ask for a copy through our website, www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, where you can also get in touch with questions for future programmes. That's all we've got time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. My thanks to Simon Chambers from Pullmantur Cruises, and thanks to you for watching. See you next time.